Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers until the end of the year. And let's get going guys. A very quick video about a topic that I wanted to talk about. Maybe even, it was supposed to be before the patch is dropped, right? If you don't know, you probably do, but if you don't, the F-14D is actually coming to War Thunder this patch, right? And it's an aircraft that it is indeed a little bit overestimated. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing aircraft. It's, one of the best fourth generation fighters from the Cold War, And it was one of the first of its kinds, It was a very, very complete aircraft and an amazing fleet defense aircraft. But in the game, especially in the game, in War Thunder, it is a very overestimated aircraft. It's an aircraft that, oh my god, seriously, I've been hearing that this aircraft is the most amazing thing ever that can beat an F-22 in a dogfight depending on the situation since the F-14A was added. It really is that bad sometimes with people. And after flying it, of course, the situation is still work in progress. We will need to wait and see the live server and, of course, the way that it will perform on that and stuff, etc., right? But as far as I'm concerned, the F-14B is not that different from the A. Yes, indeed, it is a lot more powerful, and yes, you can feel the bigger power on it, but everything else is basically the same. The main thing is, I wouldn't even say that it's the extra power on the engines, right? It's the actual change in the weapons department, right? It has the 9Ls, has the AIM-7M, that doesn't change much in the game right now, but still, it's a better AIM-7 technically, and the better AIM-54C. But overall, it feels the same, it is the exact same aircraft. It's just having a little bit more power. It's a lot more power, 15 to 20%, but still, it's not that big as people said it would be, in the sense of a change, right? And then I started worrying, not worrying, but wondering, how would the F-14D be? The D is considered is sometimes called the Super Tomcat. It's a 1991 version, and it has the same engine, the same performance overall, with some upgrades internally, right? So it has a new glass cockpit, it has the APG-71, which is indeed a very good radar. It's an improvement over the original AWG-9, with the technology used in the APG-70 from the F-15E. It has an IRST apparently. It has better ejection seats, better overall systems of information, better data links. I don't know if the B's had, but still. A very, very interesting system, right? It is indeed a very, very interesting aircraft. But as all F-14s, it is a little bit overestimated. And I started wondering if the F-14D is going to be the counter to the Su-33. Because originally I thought that the F-14B was to be the counter of the Su-33. They are both naval aircraft, they're both meant to be used as a fleet defense aircraft. And they were both basically produced around the same time frame. The Su-33 was a little bit later, but it was around the same time frame. But I remember that the F-14D is also from the same time frame and produces basically the same level of performance as the B, right? So imagine the D variant being just a normal B, but with maybe a new IR missile. So instead of using the Lima, you would use the Mike version of the AIM-9L, the AIM-9s. And then everything else would be kind of the same. Even though it was tested, the AIM-120 was never integrated officially with it, so I doubt that we will see that being used in the F-14D in the game. And then it has a better radar. That's pretty much it. The AIM-54 is basically the same, Sparrow is basically the same. So what is there to actually say? And here's another thought. I know I'm not talking only about the F-14 itself, right? All aircraft are kind of overestimated until they actually come to the game, apparently. The F-16 was a little bit, and then maybe, I will give you that sometimes Gaijin adds stuff that people are not expecting it. The subject of, for example, the fly-by-wire system of the F-16 was indeed a subject that was being talked for a very long time before the F-16 was even added to the game. And a lot of people were just talking, how will the F-16 be? Some said that it would suck due to that, and some said that they would not add it and then it would be amazing. And eventually they actually added with the fly-by-wire, limiting the amount of Gs that you can pull, and it's a limited aircraft compared to what some thought it would be before, right? The MiG-29 also has this kind of limitation on the AOA, for example, that it can pull, even though, yes, it is pulling pretty well, but without the most mouse aim, it can pull a lot more. The F-14 is another thing. I mean, as I was saying before, the F-14B, a lot of people said it was basically a god, an invulnerable aircraft that could destroy even the moon if you wanted to. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, it felt like that because, oh my god, the F-14B was so amazing. Imagine how it will be added, and it's being added right now, and it's probably not going to be OP. It's probably going to be one of the top dogs, maybe the best aircraft in the game. But I mean, with the counters that we have, like a MiG-29 with R-27ERs and a Yak-41 and stuff like that, I don't think it's going to be OP. You know, it's probably, maybe some areas will be better, some areas will be worse, and all comes down to the pilot after all, right? And I see this trend of everybody's thinking that these aircraft will be amazing, and when they are added, they are not that amazing. Or they are amazing, but they are a little bit lacking a little bit in some area that they thought it would be a perfect aircraft, and it's not. So I can see that coming with the F-15, with the BVR of the F-15. Unless it's added with M120s, I see people complaining because all the aircraft that use the R-27ERs will outrange the F out of the F-15. It doesn't matter what radar the F-15 has, it doesn't have the range on the missiles with this barrel. The SU-27, people consider it's a god in the turning capabilities, but did you know that the actual thrust to 8 of the MiG-29, for example, it's a lot better than the SU-27. It's an aircraft that takes more time to actually climb and accelerate compared to something like the MiG-29. So all these aircraft, they have some little things that make them a little bit the feeling of it kind of remains and pulls a little bit to the side that they are being overestimated. And every single time a bias or something personal with that aircraft that you love make people do this overestimating of them. And at the end of the day, they are not that amazing, you know? So I really, really do think that the F-14D, for example, will be an amazing aircraft. But if you think about it, it will be basically the same as the B, just with a better radar. In the game, that's going to be the only thing that matters. The SU-27, it will be basically a little bit more sluggish version of a MiG-29. You know, with better missiles, not better missiles, but more missiles, better radar, yes. It will be amazing, but it's still in the flight performance, it will be basically on the ballpark of the MiG-29. The F-16 with the F-15 and everything like that, you know. People tend to just be scared of numbers and stuff in the internet, and they forget that these aircraft are, as I said, kind of all in the same ballpark as the others. So expect, don't wait, like don't think that these aircraft will take too long to actually come to the game. They will come very, very soon. Of course, they will kind of drop feed us, and that's how they do it, to continue to have always something new and nice for us to fly and stuff. And of course, it takes time to actually properly model stuff as well, so I guess that's a thing as well. The way that everything works, I mean, in War Thunder, it will take time a little bit, at least 1 year or something like that. But expect a lot of these aircraft to be added very, very soon. Because the overestimation of a lot of these aircraft kind of make you get surprised when they are added as soon as the F-14B, for example, is being added. And it makes you kind of be sad that the performance wasn't what you were thinking. It's kind of like you were thinking about that girl and you want to ask her on a date or something, and then you, I don't know, like dream about all the possible dates that you will have and stuff, but when it comes down to it, materialistic about it, if you will, if you are materialistic about it, date will be just something normal and nothing too crazy, and then you're kind of sad afterwards or something like that, right? It's kind of like that. The F-14D, all these aircraft will be amazing, but don't overestimate them, because they will be basically in the same ballpark as we have it right now, you know? The only thing that makes me think and wonder what will actually change the game a lot, it will probably be the 90s Fox 3 missiles and PESA radars, AESA radars, maybe even stealth technology in some aircraft in the future. These things will actually change the game. But the tiny steps that we get, that we have until we get there, will make it so that even when an F-22 is being added, it's probably not gonna be as surprising as everybody think. I think, you know, I have this idea in my mind at least. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about these more advanced late 80s and early 90s aircraft, fourth generations. Do you think they are completely out of this world? Do you think the F-14D will be the most amazing aircraft in the game? Or do you agree with me that they are basically the same of what we have and we should expect these things very soon? Let me know in the comments, as I said, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, see ya.